Time for our Week 6 whiteboard segment. We might actually have a name for it. Whiteboard Wisdom. That was thrown out in Vegas. It might stick. We'll find out. But we got the Washington Commanders. Everyone's been talking about it. The game that'll never get here. Monday Night Football, 7:15. 2 Monday night games going on at the same time Monday night. Don't forget that. This is the second one, staggered about an hour behind the Bills and Falcons. Washington is a 4.5-point favorite, somewhat understandably so. We'll get into that with some of these numbers. The over-under is 49.5. Washington so far this season, 3-2. Big win over the Chargers. Kind of a misleading game. Chargers had many opportunities to take control of that football game. They couldn't do it. They made mistakes. Commanders ended up running away. They went 27-10. Head coach Dan Quinn, been in the league for a while. 8th year overall as a head coach. 2nd year with Washington. 58-49 in his career. Remember, Washington wanted to hire Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson backed out. They went with Dan Quinn instead. Dan Quinn was also the finalist for the Bears job when they hired Matt Eberflus instead. So a lot of connections to Dan Quinn. Also connections to Cliff Kingsbury, who was on the coaching staff at USC when Caleb Williams was there. He also replaced Eric Bieniemy, who was Washington's OC and is now the Bears running backs coach. A little wrinkle there. 2nd year for Cliff Kingsbury working with Jayden Daniels. Joe Witt is their defensive coordinator, longtime Packer assistant who was with Dan Quinn in both Atlanta and Dallas. Al Harris on the Bears coaching staff was also on that staff in Dallas, so he knows what they're doing really, really well. We'll see what type of insight he can have helping out the offense in this one. Special teams coordinator is Larry Izzo, and your special teams note for the week is Jalen Lane, rookie out of Virginia Tech, who's been pretty effective as a punt returner, as a returner in general. He had about a 90-yard return a few weeks ago for a touchdown, so keep an eye on Jalen Lane. All right, newcomers for the Commanders this season. Laramie Tunsil, you know him, left tackle. They added him via trade. They also traded for Deebo Samuel. We'll talk about him in a second. Javon Kinlaw comes in to replace Jonathan Allen, who, of course, went to Minnesota. We saw him earlier this season. And then the other key loss for the Commanders this season, Olamide Zaccheaus, who's on the Bears and has been very, very good. So far, they only had 5 draft picks, but it's looking pretty good for their draft class so far. Josh Connerly Jr. out of Oregon, he's their starting right tackle. Trey Amos, corner out of Ole Miss, he's also a starter on the defense. Jalen Lane, I just mentioned, and then Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, who's come on strong the last couple of weeks and looked really, really good last week. Bears are going to have to account for him in the running game as they've struggled to stop the run. This is kind of why you're going to see the spread the way it is. You look at EPA per play and how these teams have been effective so far. Offense has been pretty good for Washington. They are 7th in the league in EPA per play, while the Bears' defense is 20th. Defensively, middle of the pack for the Commanders, and the Bears' EPA per play dropped after that kind of struggle in Vegas, which has still managed to win. But 25 is a number Ben Johnson, wants to get up. Let's talk Bears offense versus Washington's D. Just mentioned the EPA per play being 25th. Talk about EPA per drop back, though. It's better. It's 15th. Caleb's been solid. Can still get that better, but that's a place where everybody can kind of live with compared to where it usually is for Bears quarterbacks. The running game's been terrible. They're dead last in EPA per play in the running game. Got to get that better. I want to talk about 12 personnel for a second, too, because we're expecting Colson Loveland to be back in this one. The Bears still high in the league, 5th overall in using 12 personnel. The problem is their EPA running 12 personnel is only 20th. They've actually been more effective running out 11 personnel. So we'll see if that improves, if they can get Colson Loveland going a little bit more. In terms of the matchups here against Washington's defense, couple injuries to note. First of all, Cole Kmet's off the injury report. DeAndre Swift is off the injury report. Jonah Jackson is on the injury report. Now Kyle Monungai added to the injury report, and Loveland's technically still on there, although he's expected to come back. The big, what we've been talking about, though, these young tackles. Darnell Wright, I'm just taking him off. He didn't play in Vegas. He still hasn't practiced. So Ozzie Trapillo, I'm putting in there as the right tackle. We'll see if things change over the weekend. But a young rookie right tackle potentially making his first start, although he did play in Vegas. And then Theo Benedict at left tackle. So Bears going young at these tackle spots. Fortunately, there's no Max Crosby on the other side of this for the Commanders. The guy to watch, though, Bobby Wagner, still playing really, really good football. Their Mike linebacker in the middle. He still is a force coming downhill all the time. So you got to account for Bobby Wagner at all times. And that's going to be a key in this football game. Let's go over to the other side to the Bears defense going up against Washington's offense. And this is what's super concerning, I think, when you just look at this matchup. You look at the EPA per rush. They're fourth in the league in running the football right now when it comes to EPA. And the Bears defense stopping the run, 26. Plus, we're expecting no Grady Jarrett. He's still dealing with that knee injury. He has not practiced. So I went ahead and just put put Andrew Billings back in there with Gervon Dexter. Seems like the Bears could be shorthanded stopping the run. And then all of a sudden, the big concerning one is Jaquan Brisker ended up on the injury report with a quad. And so while we're expecting Kyler Gordon to come back, which is great, and TJ Edwards to come back, which is great, and could help, fill some of these gaps in the running game. We know Kyler Gordon's good against the run. That's all good news. But the Bears still want to have Jaquan Brisker. So it seems like it might just be one of these years for the defense where guys come in and out. They're going to be playing shorthanded. In terms of matchups, though, you'll notice all three of these wide receivers for Washington are circled in red. They are dealing with injuries. Terry McLaurin does not look likely to play. I still have him in there, but good chance he doesn't play. Noah Brown's dealing with a groin and knee injury, and Deebo should be good to go, but he has been dealing with a heel. So Deebo Samuel, to me, is the guy the Bears really got to focus on in the passing game because we know he can run the ball too, use him on all types of gadgets. He's looked really good since he got traded over to Washington. But I love that Kyler Gordon's back because Kyler Gordon seems like a great option to be able to go up against Deebo. And then meanwhile, Tyreek Stevenson, redemption game for him after last year's Hail Mary. But you look at some of these wide receiver matchups, whoever he goes up against, I'm feeling pretty good about Tyreek Stevenson to have a good game and bounce back from what happened last year. If guys are out, keep an eye on Luke McCaffrey. He's Christian McCaffrey's brother, and he's capable of making some plays downfield as well. Just kind of a solid player overall. So there's your Week 6 look. Bears, Commanders, Monday Night Football. Can the Bears get the win? They sure need it. We'll find out.